So I was thinking about archetypes because, I attract a lot of emperors. And when I attract them, a lot of times I'm thinking like maybe we could work together, but it probably ain't gonna work in a like relationship and everything because I attract a lot of emperor, but I find myself attracted to musicians because I'm a high priest. And when the emperor come along, um, like what they initially see and everything, they attracted to could be my wisdom, my intellect, the way that I carry myself and everything. And that's a attractive quality in general, you know. But the fact that I like to um, walk around barefooted, I like to be alone, talking to trees and shit like that. And even though it could be appealing to them and everything, maybe even beautiful to them, but they don't fully understand it because I notice like with emperors, their interest in me feels like they feel like I'm an asset. This is an asset. This is a good investment. Now I think an emperor is supposed to be with an empress. The thing is that it might be at this time there could be more high priestesses than there are empress, like real empress. And a lot of the empress is out here thinking that they're empress when really they're high priestess. But be that as it may. But the high priestesses attract a lot of spiritual experiences. Emperors, they be deeply integrated in the material world. Position, power, power, control, infrastructure, building. And the reason why they do so well with the Empress is because the Empress be focused on the things that they are focused on. Also, the high priestess, the way that people interact with the high priestess, like they come towards them in a certain type of way. Usually help with with spiritual shit versus an empress where people might come to an empress for like advice or something. People don't usually want the advice of the high priestess until they in a dire situation, because the advice of a high priestess is going to cut deep. An empress could give you like a pep in a step or whatever. Like you come to them with some harsh news or whatever like that. They might know how to say something that would encourage you to keep going, to keep working on what is needed to be worked on for the collective. That's another thing. Like the high priestess has a more individual mindset, but it's more so like dealing with the individual in order to help the collective. An empress will just have like a collective mindset. That's why a lot of times the empress will need the counsel of a high priest. Also, I feel like the high priest um, would, would prefer to work in the shadows. They silent, they observant. So the high priest in the position of the council or the mentor or something like that is a great position for them, because the high priest is somewhat in the cut, paying attention to all the energy that is happening, seeing things that the average person wouldn't be able to see. Now the musician, okay, so let me try to give you some examples. Dolo, he's a musician. Enoch, he's a musician. And somebody like 19 Keys, he's an emperor. I keep want to use the word conduit when it comes to when it comes to musicians. Um, it's like they a conduit, but I'm not sure what that means exactly. Hold on. So I was looking up like the spiritual meaning of conduit, and it's a channel or means through which something such as spiritual energy, grace, or divine blessings can flow or be transmitted. What they call that? Clear sentience or whatever. That's something that a lot of musicians and high priestesses have. Just knowing, they have gnosis. They just know. But this is not. When I was thinking of conduit, what I was feeling was something um, different. I feel like musicians can transmute energy physically. Like I could do a lot of things energetically. Like that's like the high priestess. Musicians, it's almost like they have to transmute something physically. Almost like when if you was to research alchemy, they would say that it's like transmuting like coal to gold or something like that. See, that's something that a musician would do, where a high priestess would transmute negative energy into positive energy. But a musician, they could do shit like, um, let's say you wanted to set intentions to a crystal, to a stone or something. Musicians could do that. So Enoch, if you see these spirits, right, these ghosts, take a stone, a rock or something that you you find and visualize the ghost going into that stone and then bury it. If it's one that you want to get rid of, transmute it into the stone and then bury it. It could be just a rock that you pick up on the side of the street. See, there's a projection on Enoch. Um, and people is not seeing him clearly. He should start taking that, putting it into something physically, physical. I could see the projection, but I could see beyond it just because of the counsel in the spiritual realm. Like he is love and he have honor. And there have been times that spirit will come get me for him. Versus with other experiences with musicians where they pull you towards them. I don't think that Enoch want me to come towards him in the condition that he is in right now. He got a lot of pride. I keep having a visual, and an alarm just went off. But I'm not really understanding the visual. It's a light shooting from his crown to, I guess, the firmament. It's this lady that I listen to sometimes. She's a tarot reader. And when she's doing her tarot readings, she is like talking in something like tongues or whatever. But what she is doing is real. Because I have seen her when she's in those, I guess you call them frenzy states or whatever. Because she's an oracle. And I haven't seen oracles like this in a long time. The oracles that go into a frenzy state. You know, I started, because I'm not one of those. I don't go into a frenzy state. But, hold on. Let me write that down, because I got to do something real quick. So I won't lose myself. Oracles. Okay. I'll be back. Alright, so yeah. I didn't believe in it for, well, when I would read about the Oracle Daphne, I think. And they were like, she would go into these frenzy states and everything like that. And I felt like they was, in a sense, trying to make her seem crazy. The way that they write about her, like if you was to look her up and everything, the way that they would write about her, and I know that to not be the truth. Like this girl was hella powerful, so powerful that um, a lot of people wanted to control her and to she became like an asset. See, that's what I'm talking about. People would treat high priestess like this, where they look at the high priestess like a tool or whatever. Because high priestesses are very helpful, especially in a spiritual sense. Like nobody can help you in a spiritual like a high priestess. A empress, they they not to that point yet. A lot of nah, a lot of empress stay empress, but they will get help and counsel from a high priestess, and it helps them to be a better empress. Both positions and high priestess are hard to obtain. That's why when you come across high priestess and musicians that have been walking on a path for a while, they become usually more and more isolated because a lot of times they will step so deeply in the spiritual realm that it's hard for them to exist in the physical or to feel normal in the physical. Matter of fact, a high priestess And a musician may not ever feel normal in the physical, because their energy is always being pulled to the spiritual realm. Like, let me give this story. My elder, right, when I was doing her hair, um, she was telling me the first time that she had a sleep paralysis, but she didn't call it sleep paralysis. She called it astral projection. And she said when she was a little girl, like 8 years old, she went into uh, it might not be, she might be correct that it was just astral projection, because sleep paralysis is when you half awake, but she was in her dream state, but she said that it was extremely real. And she said that these tall white men that wear these white garments and like some type of a white thing over their head, like a turban or something like that. She said that they was chasing her down and trying to kill her. And she said when she woke up, she went to her mom. She like, Mom, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I've been running all night. And her mom was saying that it was a dream. And she was like, no, it was real. Because she felt her muscle aches, like she was really running. She felt genuinely tired, like it was not just a dream, like she was actually running away from these beings. So, and she said that she didn't know that they was in real life until she moved to Florida, because she from somewhere else, like Georgia or something like that, or the Carolinas. And she said they all around down here. And I said, who? She said these tall white men. She said that they have a walk where they swing their arms a certain type of way. And she said they don't like us though. And I'm like, what you mean by us? And she said black people. And I was like, have you ever talked to them? She like, they don't really talk to nobody. And I was like, have you ever talked about them to somebody else, like when they was around? Because she said that she see them at the store. She see them walking down the street. She said that they live around here. So when she was explaining it, I was trying to understand, but she, like the garment that she said that the white man is wearing and everything, because I never seen them. And she like, how could you not see them? They all around. And I was like asking her questions like, you're not talking about the Arabs, right? Like I was trying to show her pictures and stuff of this garment on their head, and none of the pictures that I shown her resemble the garment on their head. And she said she know about the women, but it's like she knew about the women intuitively. She said that the women eat separately from them or something like that. Kind of like what the hotels do. Like if you ever went to one of those Israelite church, how they have the women sitting on one side and the men sitting on the other side. But she said that she never seen the women out and about. She only seen the man. And she said that they all around. She said they even own like a shop or something up the street. And I was like, well, you need to take me there one day, because I want to see these men. But we never really talked about it much after that. But I asked a few other people, I described these men to them? They was like, no. So I was telling her, I was like, I think it's spiritual. I think that you're seeing these people in the spiritual realm. And she's like, no, they are here in real life, in flesh. She like, I'm going to show you one day. But she haven't brung it up, but I'm going to bring it up because I want to see them. But she said that she only seen them. I just seen something. See, people intuitive abilities are really heightening right now. But she's a high priestess. She was telling me this story of how, you know, when she was younger, she knew these group of women, but they was older than her, so they all passed away now. And they used to communicate with color telepathically, like if they was traveling at a distance. And back then they didn't have like a phone or nothing. And she said that to make sure that they are okay, they would send like a color to each other telepathically. But she said that, you know, after they passed away and everything, and some traumatic events, because she felt like somebody took her luck when she was younger, probably like 20s or 30s. She said that she used to win like the lotto, like all the time and everything. And she was extremely lucky, especially like when it came to money and stuff. And she said one day she asked somebody to go get something for her, this dude, and he like stole a lump sum of money from her. And she said that it done something to her. She made a sound like wah wah wah. She was like, yeah, after that, like my energy just, she said her energy went low. And she said after that, she never been as lucky with money again. But I also feel like it's a perception as well, because, you know, I could look at her and see that she is blessed and protected by the divine. But the way that she perceived it, she perceived that she's not lucky. So, also, she is 90 years old and they still won't allow her to have peace, because I do feel like she is gain stock. I also feel like she is on their radar because she's a high priestess, and the frequency that she releases, I feel like that's why people be jumping her gate, taking things out her garden, because there's energy in it. And I asked her, like, have you ever, like, ran into these people who would jump your fence and everything? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, what they say? She said, well, I seen them walking in the morning time, and I asked them, like, who are they? And they were just saying, oh, I was just showing my friend, somebody who jumped her fence before, brung somebody else to jump it, to walk around in the garden and stuff like that. And she said, well, y'all know y'all trespassing. And then they was like all apologetic, and then they left. But they also really concerned about the high priestess and musicians. They do a lot to keep them repressed because if they could get the high priestess and the musician to focus on his physical world or be binded by it, then they could continue to hide things because we know that high priestesses know how to travel, know that we could see things in our mind's eye. We don't even have to go there. Shit like that, they are afraid of because in the spiritual, they don't have adequate protection. So instead, they keep people spiritually repressed. So they will not be able to see outside of this system, this programming. But they don't did it too much. And what started to happen is that high priestesses and musicians, the ones that are left, have started to evolve and transmute the poison. See, my spirit keep bringing me back to Enoch because I believe spirit want to talk to him. He has some very potent gifts, ones that he haven't even tapped in yet. And they started to attack him very young. They also are really afraid of him, afraid of what he can do energetically. Hold on, let me get some cards real quick because it's a question I want to ask. Okay, I wanted to ask, why haven't they killed him? Because some of these frequencies are being sent towards him. And, I don't believe that it's a witch or a warlock. I believe it's like military. I believe it's government. But it seemed like he have a lot of experiences where he's on the brink of death. But he doesn't die. And I was just wondering why they playing with him like that. So why haven't they killed him? I'm already hearing his energy. Alright, the first card came out is introvert. They killing him slowly by like isolating him or maybe even making him feel like he should stay isolated or away from people. Why haven't they killed him? See, what I'm feeling like at one point, uh, Enoch signed some type of contract, involve himself with somebody or something or a corporation that kind of like opened this door. They don't want to take him out because they want to feed off of him. And what do they get from his energy? What do they get from his energy? Healing. It's something about them taking Enoch energy and healing other people with it. Even cloning, to be real, they could be taking Enoch energy and cloning it somehow. What is they taking? What they doing with his energy? What's taken from him? Okay, the game card came out, but it came out sideways. So he need to do something, and he need to do something quickly, because it's almost like the energy of if they can't keep gaining off of his energy, they would try to take him out. Because they drain him so much, they not getting the same effects from whenever they first started to drain him. They not getting the same effects now, now because he is so drained. I'm getting a visual of that movie. I don't remember the name though. In the movie, it's this older woman, and she was like a famous actor or something like that. But you know, they say in Hollywood, um, your career is over at like 25 or some shit like that. And she seemed to be living with that type of mentality. So, oh, it's called The Substance because they gave her some type of substance. And the substance made her either clone herself or made an aspect of herself come out of herself. And that aspect of herself went and like built a career and everything. But as that aspect of herself got like more famous, more bookings and stuff like that, because after some time you're supposed to like return back to the other body and everything. Like I just had a flash on my screen. But why that's relevant? Why that show is relevant? Oh, Enoch has to go get his soul pieces. It's like they have fragments of his soul trapped in different areas. He need to go and retrieve that. The sweet dream came out. They are attacking him in his dreams, feeding off of him in his dreams. And whatever this is, it makes him really unlucky, make him prone to accidents, make him prone to lose things, make him isolate, makes him depressed. So what can he do to get his soul pieces back? What can he do to get his soul pieces back? The sweetheart card came out in reverse. Pure unconditional love, be loved. I'm telling you. And I feel like the reason it came out reverse is because that's like the one thing he won't open himself up to. He opened himself up to these spiritual attacks, but he won't open himself up to love. Why he like that? Because of something that happened. Some type of ritual. Stubbornness. Stubborn. Why he so damn stubborn? What is this? Because this stubbornness that he has, I believe this is a part of whatever this shit is. Why and what is this stubbornness? I feel like he trying to figure it out on his own. He don't want to involve anybody. He don't want to bring anybody in. Maybe this is him feeling like him protecting other people. Because I got the strategy in reverse. He trying to figure this out on his own. The saving card came out. I don't feel like he wants to burden anybody. And the curse card came out. Overlord, reverse, and Fury. Oh, give me clarity on that. Something opened up this door. Some type of choice he made. Somebody he was dealing with. Some type of ritual that he did. Some type of contract that he signed. Some type of commitment. Commitment to what? It's looking like he being loyal to a corporation, a person, a thing, or whatever that is not being loyal to him. The alliance and friendship card came out, but it came out reverse. And I feel like Enoch is keeping himself in this state, or keeping himself restricted because of some type of alliance, loyalty that he has to something. So why I'm being pulled into this? Let's get a different deck. Why I'm being pulled in this? The first card that came out is the Hero card. I believe that we made this contract before we even came here. It's things that he was supposed to activate within me, and it's things that I was supposed to activate within him. And I believe that I was meant to help him. I believe I also supposed to remind him to detach from materialism. Detach from placing his value into materialism. Using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. Yeah, this kind of remind me of this saving card. Like maybe he have the mindset like I'm not gonna do certain things until I have a certain amount of money. I feel like I also supposed to show him that something around him that maybe he even think is for him is not. Intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential, manipulating others through duplicity. Trickster and destroyer, they came out together. I also feel like that means in some way, somehow, I give him some type of contrast to compare things to. It helped to reveal things. All right, anything else? Anything else? All right, so the Messiah card and the Storyteller card came out. Well, the Messiah card came out upright. So Spirit wants you to know that the things that you are hiding is what will make the story make sense. There's a lot of things that he don't say. It's a lot of things that he keeps secret. It could be to protect other people. It could be to protect himself. But he is meant to be here to help humanity, to help serve humanity. something else coming up, but what's that? I don't know what this about. Goddess and Femme Fatale came out, and my first feeling was a distrust towards women, or maybe a feeling of that something energetically happens when he around women, or if he commit to a woman, like she turned into a femme fatale or something like that, and he felt like it had something to do with him. Yeah, there's some type of belief in him that he felt like maybe he corrupting people or something like that, just energetically, because of the things that's happening to him. But no, that's not it. That's how they want you to feel. That's just how they want you to feel. Like in some of these cards, I could see that they have sent certain people towards him. And you didn't corrupt these people. These people already came with corrupted intentions. See, honestly, Enoch has a big heart, and he generally care about people. And I think that there have been many times that people projected very dark things on him. Why do you need him? Because the spiritual realm is like they need him. They need him to wake up. They need him to get in control of this. I'm reshuffling cards. I'm for to ask why they need him so much. I think I want to use my human design cards. Why y'all need him? It's like they trying to reach his ass. Because he's supposed to be hunting down certain entities, and he has the ability to destroy them. But this card came in reverse. This is the Hunter Huntress card. It came in reverse, which is withdrawal instead of confronting, follows ego instead of instincts, tendency to regret severity of actions. Gate of higher knowing came out upright, but gate of rationalizing came out reverse. Mental vanity, that a gift or conceptualizing spontaneously can produce irrational justification of past mistakes, missed opportunities, or isolation. Bruh, it's the same thing. Pull yourself out of that, man. The gate of higher knowing, the energy of the driver of the self collective, and moves your soul forward. The irony with this gate is that while you may have little awareness of your own direction, you are a great guide to others. I don't know if that was straight to the point for y'all, but it was straight to the point for me. Like, I don't even really feel like I have to explain, because that shit just explain everything. They need him out here being a healer. They need the gifts that he was born with need to be utilized in the right way. Why he feeling like this? And spirit's like pushing me to expose you. And this is out of love. This is not out of trying to hurt you or make you feel vulnerable or something like that. I forgot the question I was asking. What came out? Triple split definition, but it came in reverse. What was I asking? Why is he what? What was I asking? I think I'm gonna have to stop and go listen to it because I don't know. But I guess go ahead and read the card and I'll go back and listen to it. This came out reverse. Triple split people have multiple places where their circuit need bridging. See that? He got to get his soul pieces. I mean, since they was young, they been fragmenting his soul pieces, trapping certain pieces. I could see some of them. I'm going to return some of them to him. Then one or otherwise, they can feel scattered and impatient. Split definition people can often find a sufficient bridge in one person, but that will be rare for triple splits. So it's good for them to be around multiple people that try. I'm telling you, man. He need to get around people that care about him and love him. To find the right energies to fit their undefined gates and channels. He is meant to be in like a community. Bruh, for some reason I keep getting visuals of him and my mom. Like all day. I keep getting visuals of him like sitting on a porch talking to my mother. I don't know what that's about. What's that about? Gate of spirit came out upright. Gate of change came out sideways. The sense of need for change, the sense that the wheel needs to turn. This was the second card. Let me read the first card first. The Gate of Spirit, emotional energy seeking to bring abundance, linked to spirit. It can be abundance of spirit, but the abundance can come in many forms. This energy may feel stuck at times. Spirit is not a concept, it is not an instant, it is an emotion. It is through the gate that the limitations of emotions are experienced. Maybe my mother could make him feel something that's familiar. Gate of change, the senses of a need for change. I'm still trying to, cause my mother, she different. Okay. Uh, she also dominate the conversation. My mother, she not the best listener or something like that. And a lot of times she would be talking at you. But she a Leo. So she give like so much love and stuff, and she's naturally not that judgmental and everything. So this genuine excitement that she shows when she around people, cause she loved to talk. Maybe that would be healing for him in some way. But this came out sideways, so let me read the detriment, destructive, the sense. Um, the sense that personal progress has been sacrificed, stepping on toes, attention seeking, self destructive reaction to rejection. Like, for some reason, I just feel like my mother, chaotic energy, will somehow be healing to him. Because that's how her energy is right there. And she real as fuck. And she just say what's on her mind. I almost feel like that no filter will be like healing to him or something. Bruh, I just don't know. Spleen center, health, time, intuition. The spleen is about survival. The spleens are the oldest, most primal awareness. The spleen is also completely essential. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Meaning that it only works in the now based on instinct. It is what is often referred to as intuition. This body knowing runs through the lymphatic system like little tongues, noises, and ears covering the body. It is a cat like sense. Defined spleens have a fit sense of well being and can know at the moment how to act in order to survive and be healthy. And why are you telling me that? Why are you telling me that? What the fuck? So when I was pulling, I was like, why are you telling me that? And the symbol that I have on the back of the card, uh, you could tell when it's reversed. You could tell when the card is reversed. So when I pulled the card, it looked like it was reversed by the symbol on the back. But when I turned around the card, it was upright. And then when I turned it to the back, it was still upright. So I felt like that's for a reason. It's a no definition card. There are no consistent channels of life force, and the person will be a reflector type. If you are a reflector, life force definition will come to you as you sample the auras of others. Oh, Bruh, I love these cards. I think this is my favorite deck right here. Because these cards be talking and it just be getting straight to the point. I asked, and why are you telling me that? About the intuition and awareness. Sample the auras of others and amplify what is in the other. That is so true when it comes to him, because that had been my experience, and I feel like he caused that experience with other people too. Conduit. Conduit. It means that as a reflector, you have the potential to move on without getting too caught up in the fixed nature of others. Okay, give me more on that. Get on privacy, reverse tendency to want people to wait on you to decide, causing confusion. Two-faced, cut off relationships abruptly for privacy avoidance. What I'm really getting from this is that, I feel like there's aspects of his intuition that he not fully understanding. I feel like he is taking on people energy, but not just taking it on, but amplifying it. So, and he could even amplify people's darkness. I guess that's kind of helping me to understand his experience, because I believe that people have turned dark on him when he been around them, because he amplifying the darkness. But it's the way that he perceiving it, almost like he's the problem. So he feel like he have to carry this all by himself, all alone. Give me something that could help him get out of that energy. Give me something that could help him get out of that energy. Gate of wanting came out reverse, and gate of confusion came out upright. Gate of wanting came out first. Oh my God, look at this card. The energy that wants and needs community. It wants unrestricted access to community. People with this energy may also appear to be overly sensitive or easily disturbed or distracted, but it came out reverse. Oversensitivity to rejection that fuels avoidance, dissatisfaction of others, moodiness, need to be wanted. All right, gate of confusion. This energy is the abstract. We have all these little pieces of the puzzle. How do they go together? You have the ability to identify all the pieces, but may struggle to put it all together. And looking at all the pieces, it can be a bit confusing or bruh, basically what it's saying that if you connect with the right people, it will put the pieces of the puzzle together, and then you'll be actually healed and things will make sense. But you do need other people. You need community, and you need to listen to other people. Stop thinking that you got to do everything by your motherfucking self. All right, y'all. I'm about to go.